gosh. Are you muted?
No,
Okay, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not.
I hear you.
Okay, good.
Yeah, this is my first time, yeah,
Oh,
doing this.
okay,
So,
well, here we go.
okay, so first off, how are you? How was your day?
And my morning has started off well, thank you. Yes, yes.
Okay. And what has your career been like?
Oh man. So I'm really in like an interesting story because my career started from devastation. So like I was an athlete growing up, going through school and through high school, and then I was one of those athletes that tore their ACL their senior year, and so my projection going to college shifted because I had it was like the injured athlete. So I went on to being a mother, being a wife, forget like sports was not in my like going forward. And then I got divorced, and sport was my
Oh,
therapy. And sport was something I worked with. My ex husband worked for Nike. I was always on Nike campus. I was always connected to sport. It was always there. He was the athlete. He did the semi pro basketball thing. He was chasing his dream, and I was the wife and the at home, but still the athlete. So after my divorce, I found sport as therapy, and it just so happened that I was still really good at it. And soccer came back like that. Opportunity burst out of every chance I got to play. And I found myself in the preseason, the NWSL, with mom of four, divorced,
wow.
working her tail off. And finding her way back through sport, which has been amazing. Amazing. So
Yes,
it's
you
kind
are a
of
success story.
a different story, right? A
Yes,
different story. Yeah.
yes. Who first inspired you to play soccer?
Oh man. So when I grew up, it was only men playing. It was men playing the game. It was dominated by men. There were no women to watch and when I was little. But as I grew up, obviously the 99ers, right? Like Mia Hamm and those girls, they were playing and they were doing their thing. And I had a small glimpse. I played ODP when I was younger and growing up, and I had a small glimpse that I could play the game, but I had no idea that the world would present an opportunity to play it professionally because that wasn't something women did when I was growing up. It just didn't, it wasn't an idea. So I never really thought that there was ever a future for me in sport because like basketball is what I played. There was no pro league in basketball. Soccer is what
Yeah.
I played. There was no pro league in soccer. So I genuinely thought I watched them. I thought it was amazing. Maybe one day be in the Olympics, as a kid, but not truly grabbing a hold of the idea that it was possible for me. And it was just something that I did, and I was really good at sports, but there was really no future in it. Like everything everybody said was go to college, get married, have kids, have a
Wow.
family. And that's
Yes.
what I did. But inside, I've always been an athlete. I'm disciplined by nature. I'm up early in the morning. I love to be in shape.
Yeah.
I love to promote others. Team element is where I thrive. I definitely like zone out when I'm by myself. And so I execute at a high level within team. And so finding that again after getting divorced and being able to immerse myself in sport and watch my kids watch me heal through sports and be like outstanding and not breaking was everything. And then sport did what sport does and opened up opportunity after opportunity after opportunity through my hard work. It was every opportunity I got is because I worked my butt off for
Hmm. Yeah, that is wonderful.
it.
And
Crazy.
yeah, that is wonderful. So, who was your favorite? did you have a favorite player when you started playing soccer or?
I think Marta was always been like my favorite player, only because she's so raw and creative and she pushes back against the men with her talent. And I've respected her for that, like growing up, watching her play and play and play and play. And she's still playing at her age, which is phenomenal, and it speaks to the power of sport and the longevity of it if you take care of yourself in the right way. So I identified with her young, and then I just continue to identify with her as a woman and just playing the game in against all odds, right? She's almost one of the oldest
Yeah.
players in the league, but she's smart and dominant and respected, and I love that. I love that.
Yeah, she is very dominant. How would you
Mm.
describe your play throughout your career? Has it expanded or dwindled?
Oh, no, it's so crazy because my life experience and age and my grit to like push back against every time life has tried to knock me down. Sport has always been an avenue that is always measured on what you put into it. And
Yeah.
so I always seeing myself, and like now at my age with 4 kids grown coming to the field, I'm at the best shape I've ever been in. I'm at the most elite level, the most nutrition wise, body wise. Like I think I step onto the field with girls that are like half my age or 16. And if I'm not as faster than them, which is rare because I'm really fast, if I'm not faster than them, then I'm smarter than them, right? Like I anticipate their next move
Yeah.
and then put myself there because my experience has helped me like understand and see this game. Like every single sport is not as big as people think. You know, it seems
No,
like this huge event, it's this huge sport, but there's so many controlled variables and only so many uncontrolled variables. In the game, when you get higher and higher and higher into it and you understand and it begins to reward you for all those years of sacrifice, you start to
Mhm.
see that this game is like within your control of variables and manipulate
Yeah.
in a way that you get through maturity, right? Like it, you can
Yeah.
be down 5-0 and you can have no life experience and think the game is over. You can be down 5-0 and just think, okay, it's one goal at a time. Like we got to grind now. And that comes from a grit that you get through life experience. So that's what I bring to teams that is so fun. And then I'm obviously a mom, so I have that like mom aspect and then the big sister aspect. And then also the like, you don't have to just become a mother and a wife and quit. Like you can do it.
Yeah.
You can be healthy, you can be an athlete, you can be a wife, you can be all of these things and still produce on the field. And that's what I love. I take out my life experience and I puke it onto the field through creativity, through defense, through whatever it is in that moment. And then I just try to lead by example. That's definitely, I know my girls are watching, my boys are watching, and then other people are watching. And a lot of women are always watching me because I'm against the norm. I am
Yes.
I am not the normal athlete. So it's been a fun journey.
Yes. Women have improved sports, all varieties of sports.
Right?
Yes. Yes, they have. What has been your favorite soccer memory so far?
Okay, absolutely. My favorite memory, and I tell it all the time. It was my very first preseason NWSL game, and it was in Florida, and we were playing against the Utah Royals in a preseason scrimmage. And I went 1v1 with Amy Rodriguez. And let me tell you, that woman bullied me off the ball. And I still think I'm flying when she hit me.
You
But
play
she,
Amy Rodriguez?
yes, and she was a beast. She is amazing. I have so much respect for her. And I think in the moment that I encountered her on the field, I was not prepared for the powerhouse that she is. And I will never forget the moment that I was in that press. Like, she's so strong. She's so, you can just feel her energy. And in that moment,
Yes, she
I
is.
kind of fangirled, and she was doing her thing, and in that moment I was like, this is it. Like, this is it. This is what I want. I love this.
Yes, it's almost like you're playing your idol. You're like, I'm a big
It
fan,
was
but
it was
yeah,
really neat.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
Well, that's one of my
So,
favorite stories. There's so many, but I remember she was my very first physical, like, 1v1 encounter, and she humbled me so quickly, and then I readjusted and got back. Yeah, she's
oh,
great.
yeah, great. Really great. What has been your toughest challenge throughout your soccer career?
Oh, this past year. This past year. So I
Really?
told you that I got married, I took a break, I came back to sport through divorce. So I was broken, raising 4 kids, figuring out, how am I going to do this? I started playing indoor, and indoor turned to outdoor, and outdoor turned to opportunity, and opportunity turned to NWSL preseason. NWSL preseason turned into joining a few teams. And then I'm doing my thing, and I in professional indoor came. And at this time, I'm still like in court battling with my ex-husband over moving, and I'm fighting all of this. And just
Wow.
last year, at my very top of my top, um, I was in Portland, Oregon, training, preparing to spend a little bit of preseason time, getting back into the NWSL. I really wanted to play closer to home, and a deer came through the windshield of a car that I was riding in on September 29th, 2024. So 1 year ago,
Wow.
a deer came through the windshield. It came directly at me. I curled up in a ball, and it smashed my left leg. My left leg, my tibia, my leg was broken. All of the ankle bones came out of my skin. My ankle, it broke into a bunch of pieces. I was an orthopedic trauma team's nightmare coming through the door.
Mm.
But I came through their door asking them to put me back together so I could get back to the field. And they thought I was crazy. And they were like, you just need to focus on healing. And I thought, okay, yes, I'm going to heal, but to get back on the field. Like, this is
Yes.
not,
Keep
this
it
is
that way.
not game changing for me. And they
Yeah.
thought I was crazy. And they also bought into everything I was saying, and they started to really believe me and really think that maybe I could get back to the field. So
Yeah.
they started to use the same language, and they did begin. They told me I wouldn't walk again, I wouldn't run, I'll be in a wheelchair for a year. It is September 22nd, I believe, 23rd, and I have been walking, I have been running, I'm on the field, I'm back at it. I'm leaner than I was before the accident. I'm not taking any painkillers. My leg has been completely reconstructed, but it is strong as heck. And I have just kind of backed up everything I claimed when I came in. And now, this year, this season will be the first time I'm coming back to competitive play after no one thought I could return. So I continuously keep popping back up.
Yes, you're defining odds. Yes, you keep
Trying,
well, no,
trying.
no, you're not trying to defy them. You have. I mean, leg injury and you're all the way back to 100% and you're about to
Yeah.
play again for this season. So, yeah, you are a success story. I have another question. What advice would you give a younger person that's just starting out in soccer?
I would Absolutely. Male or female, encourage them to never stop learning. You never stop learning sport. It is always teaching you. It's always making you a better person. And I think in the very beginning, if the mindset is become the best person and the best teammate that you can be, then you'll have longevity in the sport because character is always looked at over talent.
Yes.
And I think that you can be the most talented player in the world, but if you don't have character and you don't conduct yourself in a way that represents or just represents the sport or the club that you're playing for, and then it's all of your nights, your sleepless nights and crying, and it's not going to be worth anything because it's just going to, that's what it's going to be. But if you can understand that trials and obstacles, and maybe you get cut, maybe you're not the best player, maybe you don't start, if you can understand that those things are making you a better person, a better teammate, a better all around individual, that if you can nail that early and face every trial that comes and keep finding your therapy in sport, like it will reward you. It'll reward you. And
Yes, it
you'll have
will.
opportunities that others won't have. But if you let your character not be present and not be a priority, and you don't worry about being a good teammate, and you don't worry about, being a positive role model, then your opportunities won't be as luscious as every other, you know, athlete who
Yeah,
focuses on
every other player. What makes
yeah.
a great play? What makes a great soccer player? Excuse me.
The ability to not surrender to like difficult moments, right? Like I think what makes a great soccer player is an authentic, genuine, transparent like journey. It just winning, losing, becoming a better person, making all of sport puke into your real life by being a good role model, and it'll puke back onto the field by being a good teammate. And in those ways you earn each other's trust, and then you become that solid rock that coaches can lean on or your teammates can lean on. And that's such a better player to be than the player who always talks about the other player, or that player thinks she's so good and I'm gonna, that is so cancerous and toxic to a team. So just
Yes.
being a good person, a good teammate, doing the right thing when no one's looking, putting in the extra work, touching the line and not stopping before the line, all those little details pay off, not just in sport, but in life.
Yeah, in life.
Yeah.
So, one last thing I wanna ask. Your career goals. Do you have any more goals that you want to pursue in your career?
Oh man, I want to play here at home in Portland in front of my kids, in front of my ex-husband, in front of everyone who's watched this journey.
Oh, that would be
I
great.
That is my goal. And in front of the doctors who rebuilt my leg, they rebuilt my leg, they PT'd me. We have did everything in this past year to get me on the field, and I think that it would just mean the world to me and a million other women who believe right now that they can't do it. I'm like, if I can do it, divorced, single mother, 4 kids, not a plan in the world, and I played one game at a time, and I just gave it everything I had, and the sport rewarded me. It was, I play indoor and they'd be like, hey, you played against, do you know who that is? And they want to know if you want to play here, and hey, you played against, and then they want to know, and someone saw you play and they want your info, and then someone saw you do this. And that's how I did it. I didn't go out looking for it. I didn't start by saying I'm going to go play professionally. I was just trying to save myself. And I found a comfortable home in sports where I've always known. And instead of crying and thinking, what am I going to do? I just played one soccer game at a time. And every time it birthed a new opportunity, a new opportunity, a new opportunity. And I got really good quickly again. It all flooded back. And I would
Mm.
think that if I would have quit and if I would have never tried, I wouldn't be able to tell other women that you can do it. They see me and doing it. You can do it. You don't have to have 4 kids and be out of shape and not be able to do something. I have 4 children. The oldest is 20, almost 23. I have a 19-year-old, 13 and turning 12, and I'm still doing it. So it is possible.
Yes, it is. It is possible. Well, thank you for taking the time to give me this interview. I will certainly be looking for you as far as your games and stuff. And all, well, good luck in your
Thank
career.
you. Thank
And
you.
also, how many more championships you want to win? Because I did see where you won one in 2022.
I
So,
know we want to really go on. I don't know. Whatever God gives me. I feel like me walking again is already winning a championship. So
yeah.
anything that anytime I get to play this sport, it's just another exclamation point that somewhere out there, another woman can do it. And that's all it is. That's all I care about. Like, if I inspire one other woman who at somewhere in her life is sitting somewhere thinking she can't do it. I have 4 kids who watched me do it. I have one little girl who's coming behind me that's absolutely going to play professionally. She is super fun to watch. And she grew up with her on the field with her mama, healing right alongside me. And it'll be really fun to know that and see that her championships, her wins were birthed out of my struggle. And that I didn't give up and she didn't see me give up and I passed that on to her. So for me, the championships are just walking again and watching my children be successful because their mama didn't break.
Wow, very touching story. Thank you for your time.
Absolutely. Thank you. Are you going to end the stream?
Yeah, I am.